In this tutorial, we'll learn how to create variable image fields linked to an image selector on your Mega Edit form. We'll begin by creating a Clipart set resource containing several image options. Next, we'll create an image variable to link it to the Clipart set. And finally, we'll link the image variable to an image frame within our artwork. Some key terms of note for this tutorial. You'll hear me talking about variables. Variables within Invent are used to create forms for your products. They can take the form of text, Boolean true or false values, drop-downs, and many more. And then you might also hear me talking about resources. So these are collections of assets that can be used to help create a Mega Edit product. There are several forms of assets available through Invent, including backgrounds, clip arts, fonts, spot colors, and many more. We're going to begin by navigating to the Resource tab of the Invent plugin within our Adobe InDesign window. From here, click on Add a Resource Set. And that will pop up a separate window with the different resource sets that you can add. In this case, we're going to choose a Clipart set. So Clipart sets, or cliparts, can be used as extra design elements on a product, either as a fixed asset on the design, or as options for users to select from when personalizing their Mega Edit products. Creating a Clipart set allows you to create a container to upload all of the image files you want to make available. These then get created and included as a Clipart category, and the cliparts within it are placed inside Infigo once they are imported. So we'll enter a name for our Clipart set, and then we'll choose the accessibility level. So we can make this Clipart set available to both administrators and users. So this is if we want the users to be able to add these cliparts to our product, or we can make them administrator only. So this is if you need these resources whilst creating the templates, but you don't want your users to access them. Then it's simply a case of hitting Add Images or PDFs. That will open up a separate search window in which you can locate the files that you want to add. Select the files to add, click on Open, and they will be uploaded and added to this resource. We can then click on Save to confirm the Clipart set. And you'll see that is now available in our resource section of the Invent plugin. So next we're going to create a variable which we're going to link to this Clipart set. So we're going to go across to our Variables tab within the Infigo Invent plugin. And then we're going to click on Add Variable. Similar interface, so it comes up with the different types of variable that we can create. And in this case, we're going to create an image variable. So image variables allow users to define a selected image via a form entry in Mega Edit. The image selection can be configured to allow things such as user upload of images, so existing resources in Mega Edit. So you can allow people to access things such as image albums that they may have uploaded. You can access clipart sets and various other settings which I'll briefly walk you through. We'll start off by entering a variable name. And then we specify the image options to control the images available for selection by the end user. So these are the options down here. The selected options show some of the available functionality for controlling image use via this variable. And I'll give you an explanation of a few of these. So first of all, we have required. So that's fairly self-explanatory. It's whether choosing an image is mandatory. We have allow media album selection. So if enabled, the user can select previously uploaded media within Mega Edit. So this is not just media that's directly linked to this template. We can allow image upload. So if enabled, users can upload new media files from this form entry. And we have allow Clipart resources. So there's two options there. One is to allow all Clipart albums, or you can select individual Clipart albums to allow. So this allows you to select resources specified within this invent template. Selecting one resource set will give you access to all of the resources within that particular resource set. So for example, we created a Clipart resource, which was this Clipart set example. If I activate that, that will give this variable access to those options, to those available entries. Scrolling down a little bit, we also have the ability to specify some of the transformation options that we want the end user to either be able or not be able to do. These are allowing translations, allowing the scale of an image, or allowing rotation. If you don't want the user to be able to do any of these things, you can simply uncheck those boxes. And we also can select the default resource. So we've specified up here the resources that we have access to, but if there is a default resource required, so the initial image that you want to use, we can select it in here. So this is from our Clipart set example, which is the only one that we've enabled. And then I can choose from the images that are within that Clipart set. I can then click Save to confirm the variable. The next thing we want to do is to actually configure the image field itself to utilize the resource and variables that we've already created. So to start off with, we'll select an image field on our canvas. The example I've got here is the back of a business card, and I've got an image field which is covering the entire canvas. If I come over to the Properties tab within Invent, you can see that that is an image frame. And I can click Enable to make that dynamic within Infigo Invent. So options will appear allowing you to customize image settings and general settings. So these two tabs here. Image settings allow modifications to be made or enabled and disabled in the selected image. So we'll cover that more in this tutorial. General settings cover modifications of the image background, as well as additional restrictions such as disabling field deletion and configuring transformation commands. So generally speaking, they control the frame itself, whereas the image options control the image that is within the frame. In order to dynamically change the image from our MegaEdit editor, we need to map the image field to either a specific variable or a specific resource set. In our example, we're going to link it to our created image variable, and we begin by coming down here to the image options mapped section and selecting variable from the type drop-down list. So you have the option to not link this to anything at all. You can link it to a variable, or you can directly link it to a resource set. With the variable type selected, a new field appears which is named variable. From here you can select between accessible variables in the Invent template and ones that are applicable to the image frame that you have selected. There are some additional effects options that we can apply to this particular image within the image frame. So for example, the image positioning, if there's any additional effects or opacity changes, we can put those here. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see there's also some additional constraints. So constraint options allow you to select the level of modification a user has over the selected image field. So for example, we could allow image flipping, we could allow stretching, allow effects adjustment. So these will all directly control what the end user is able to do with this particular frame. They can be customized further once this is placed into MegaEdit. This is just allowing you to configure it within InDesign. Once we've made all of these changes, we're going to go ahead and export this template as a MEX file. So if we go to the Export tab, It's giving us a summary of what is configurable within our artwork. We specify an export file, and then we start the validations. Any problems will be displayed, which we might have to repair, and then we're going to be able to export that particular document. With that file successfully created, I'm now going to navigate to the Mega Edit product on our Infigo admin area. The easiest way to get to this is to search in the menu here for Mega Edit products. If you haven't got anything listed in here already, then you will need to convert one of your stock products to a Mega Edit product, and that is covered in a different tutorial. In this case, I'm just going to modify one of our existing Mega Edit products with the edit icon on the right-hand side. And what I want to do is to update the MEX file that is being utilized. So in this particular case, it's already using a MEX file. If I come up to the top right of this particular page, you can see I've got a MEX import. And here I can override and re-upload a new version of that file. So the import is finished. So now I'm just going to launch that particular product. Our created image variable is shown on the right-hand side of your screen with a few different options. So one of those is edit. So this gives you the option to perform some transformations on that particular image. In this case, we've disabled those options, so we're fairly limited. We've got select image, which allows us to actually choose the image that we want to display. In this case, we've got both images and clip arts, so I can go to either one of those options. However, we can restrict that either in our InDesign configuration or once we've uploaded it to Mega Edit. In this case, I'm going to choose clip arts and just change it to one of my other designs. You see, by selecting that, it's now been placed on my artwork. And I also have the ability to remove. So again, this is something we can limit in terms of what the end user can do. I could click remove and it would remove that particular image from that image frame.